And here we go.
What's going on, guys and gals? This is our first ever video of Not to Be an Expert, but I've been struggling with the idea of doing videos that really give my opinion on any game that I'm playing, because it's a lot easier for me to be on stream and in front of the camera while I'm playing, while I'm having a live interaction with the chat, and we just kind of go back and forth when people ask me my opinion on a game. I do my best to be as honest as I can be, because for the most part I find that I'm pretty opinionated, but I also try to stay as positive as possible, because at the end of the day, if I'm playing a game, especially as much time as I've put into something like Godfall, I'm probably enjoying it. And there's something that makes me enjoy it. Even if the game is, you know, mixed reviews or overly criticized, if I find something fun, there's a reason I find it fun, and that's the reason that I'm playing it. So we're going to get into this one, and basically I'm just going to title these videos Not to Be an Expert, because I don't think I'm an expert. I just like having fun playing video games, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm around 45 hours into Godfall, and I'm asked quite a bit about my opinion on the game. Not to be an expert, but here's my feeling on Godfall at this point. Godfall is a slasher looter that's 3 players with a rich combat system that at first glance shows very light mechanics. But as you get later into the loot, you find a pretty diverse build filled with mechanics that if you take the time to learn, it can be very fun, fulfilling, and enjoyable. Now, the story was really basic. I genuinely don't even want to get into it, because what's laid on the table for the campaign isn't what I signed up for. And I'm truly not an expert. And this isn't a review. But getting into endgame, where I think most looters really push the tipping scale on whether they're worth playing or fun playing, this is where Godfall is very appealing to me. Now, I'm a huge fan of roguelikes or roguelites. I've been loving Rogue Legacy 2. I love Hades and Risk of Rain. Dead Cells I've been falling in love with, you know, and I want to check out Curse of the Dead Gods, but these are all videos for another time. If you guys have been keeping up, especially with the Hades videos, you guys know that I love roguelikes, and that's because the replayability of a good roguelike or roguelite almost feels endless to me. And Godfall at this moment kind of shows that. You take on these dreamstones where you relive past missions, hunts, and like boss fights, but with a twist. The enemies are stronger, obviously, they're more aggressive, and sometimes they even mix and match some of the fights that you've done through the campaign. Now, when you start a Dreamstone, it's going to show you that you have a few rounds to complete before you make it to the big bad boss rematch. And every time you complete a round, you're giving a variety of rewards. Not only that, but each round gives you 2 different paths on a mission or hunt, and sometimes even another boss fight that you can do, and you get to choose which one you want to do. And I love that. I love that option to choose which mission you want to do to complete that round, because not only is it a different fight for the most part, because sometimes you get really bad RNG and it's the same fight and the same rewards, but for the most part it's different. It's either a different mission, a different hunt, maybe a boss fight, and it shows you that you will get a variety of rewards, and you get to choose to complete that round. When you complete the round, you get more information on the final boss of the Dreamstone's modifiers and their strengths or weaknesses. You also get these boons. Every round you complete, you get a boon which give that roguelike feel, because you choose one of 3 buffs for your team to then do more damage, have more defense, do more weak point damage, so on and so forth. I love this, because seeing the fun combat that Godfall offers while giving modifiers, not only for the enemies I fight, but for myself based on the RNG of the Dreamstone, all while farming for that sweet, sweet loot. I am in love with it. I'm having so much fun, and I haven't completed all the Dreamstones as I've been playing with friends, and that's the best way to experience the game in my opinion. But I'm well into the halfway mark. I think I just got to the level 50 Dreamstone. This is where I'm feeling it's going to rev up the difficulty as the Dreamstones go beyond level 50. And I gotta say, I'm really not a fan of artificial difficulty. I'm not a fan of me only being able to make it to level 50, but, you know, Dreamstones can go 52, 54, 56. I'm normally not a fan of that, because it's unattainable to get to those levels. But right now, I'm going to keep an open mind because in Godfall, you can actually earn skill points from more than just your 50 levels that you attain. So that's really important to me, is that I'm still getting skill points to level up my skill tree, which I love. Now, the game obviously isn't without its problems. I have bugs like certain gears locked and I can't salvage it from time to time. There's no mass salvage or, you know, junk feature, which I think should be in every looter from day one at this point, but I digress. Sometimes my light attack doesn't even work if I parry or block on certain enemies, but, you know, overall, I'm pleasantly surprised at the current state of Godfall at launch, especially from a team the size of Counterplay Games. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw less than 100 people in the credits, and you know, if you think about actually how many people like code and, you know, are working on the mechanics and stuff, like it's a very small team, and I'm actually pretty impressed. I'm having a lot of fun. Now, I'm also sad that this isn't a live service title, and we probably won't see major changes to the game until a big DLC comes out, but ooh, I am so excited. I'd love to see things like more weapons, bigger boss fights, and by more weapons, I mean like different classes of weapons, like a bow and arrow or like a whip or something like that. That would be so cool. Bigger boss fights. I'd love to see changes to Valor plates. I find myself wishing there was more to Valor plates. I love the stats. I love, you know, the little differences to Archon Rage and all that, but something as, you know, simple, who knows if it's simple, but the idea of like a special ability that each Valor plate could have, you know, where with Aegis Horn, do a spinning whip with the tentacles on the back. I think that'd be really cool to have each Valor plate with its own unique ability outside of the Archon Rage. And I feel like that would set them even more apart from each other. I could go on, you know, with more ideas about future content for Godfall, but as a fan of looters and someone that really loves to switch it up when I feel like I need a break, Godfall was a welcome addition to my library of games to grind and definitely revisit as new content comes out. And, you know, to be fair, there's a good chance that I can make more videos about my ideas or things that I would love to see in Godfall. So we'll hold on to that for now. Not to be an expert, but I'm loving Godfall, and I hope you guys are too. I really want to thank you all for checking out my first video on Godfall. I really hope you all enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. Until next time, peace.